Welcome back to the Auto Insider, where you come to find out what's new, what's hot, and what's not in the automotive industry. This week we have the 2022 Mazda 3 Hatch Turbo. It has the Premium Plus package, blacked out wheels, and there was a small charge for this polymetal metallic paint job. But if you ask me, this gray and burgundy go great together. Well, let's go inside and see what this Mazda 3 Turbo is all about. And as you can tell, all around this cabin is luxurious touch points. You have this soft touch point here on the dashboard with the leather wrap going all the way across. These soft leather wrap seats, very supportive. And Mazda says that the design and the idea behind all their vehicles is that the driver and the car become one with the road, almost like riding a horse. So I ride a lot of people around with me in these press cars because I like to get other people's opinions about the vehicles and just get an idea of what a person who's not necessarily looking for the same things I'm looking for thinks about. The consensus has been that the infotainment system is rather small. I would have to agree. This 8.8-inch infotainment system is a bit small, though it does work well, it's legible, and it does face the driver. It's easily something you can get over. But if you were gonna have to pick on something in the car, then that may be the only thing. What you're not gonna pick on is the fact that you have dual climate controls, and there are controls here to adjust the temperature. There are controls here for your radios, your volume, to go through all your menu settings here on that infotainment system. So I would have to give Mazda a moderate score here on the infotainment system. Yes, that could be a little bit larger. However, everything works well. And from this knob, unlike a lot of the other infotainment systems, we complain about having this whole piece down here that's hard to manipulate. Well, there's no touch features here. This is really a knob that you turn and you can move from side to side in order to make adjustments. All of your home keys are here, so if you're familiar with computers, laptops, desktops, this should not come as a surprise. It should not be difficult to work. Home takes you back to your home screen, and then when you look here on your dashboard, just a turn of this knob takes you through all of your information that you need. You go to your settings. Everything is legible, easy to find, and easy to control. When you're done, there's a back button, takes you back to where you were, and you can go through the rest of your information here on the vehicle. I think Mazda is one of the few car companies that has mastered this control here, right here. And as you can tell, this is a very natural position as you're driving to be able to reach here and control these functions. Speaking of convenience, easy to operate, things here on the steering wheel, same way. I think Mazda has done a great job of making these vehicles very user-friendly. Here in the center of your odometer, this screen is nice, large, and legible, as well as if you look up here on the windshield, also heads-up display, great information there for the driver. But here on info, takes me to things like my safety controls like lane keep assist. Push it again, it tells me I can turn that function off. This gives me direction of travel. And as you can see that we're getting 25.2 miles per gallon. Come up here to this side. This is where when you're using your cruise control, this is how you can control the distance you keep from the cars ahead of you. Setting your cruise control. This is your steering assist to keep your vehicle centered in your lane. Also, Mazda is really serious about safety. So this is your 360 safety. You can turn on or off. It'll illuminate here. I've turned mine off quite a bit as I've been driving because it is a bit intrusive to the driver experience. There are no changing lanes without giving a signal. Well, you can change lane, but Mazda makes it really hard on you. So it's gonna force you to be more thoughtful about how you're driving. Maybe a great feature if you have a young driver, like a teen just getting started, get them set with that, never let them know they can turn it off, and you'll have some sense of security that they're at least firmly planted in the center of their driving lane. Our Premium Plus package comes with heated steering wheel and heated seats for the driver and front seat passenger. We also get power seats for the driver, but there is a manual adjustable seat for the front seat passenger. But one thing that did surprise us about the Mazda 3, thinking about the demo for this car, is there are only 2 USB charging ports here, and there's not a USB-C fast charging. Don't know if it'd be enough to recommend against this vehicle, but I do think Mazda could have done themselves and us a favor by adding additional USB charging ports. The next thing we have to consider is just how much stuff can we get back here in this cargo area? Well, there's a 60-40 folding second row seat. When they're folded flat out of the way, there's a good bit of cargo space here. So you're looking at and considering a hatchback, especially a 4-door hatchback. Besides the sleek roof line on this car, you want there to be some practicality. It gives you pretty decent cargo capacity back here. Coming home from college, there's plenty of room to get a dorm room packed in here. You just won't be able to bring any friends back with you. Here below the floor, you have a spare tire, so if you're sending your kids out and bringing them home by themselves, you can at least feel confident that if there's a flat, there's a spare. And even though the Mazda 3 doesn't have a power open and close rear lift gate, there is an ability here to lock the doors when you are accessing things from the trunk and you're finished. Rather than having to walk all the way around the car, you can lock them from here. Doors lock, and then when you close it, you come around. All of your doors are locked. Well, let's check out the second row. As you can tell, this is not one we're going to be recommending for a family car. However, if you have toddlers, small kids, you may be able to get away with it for a couple of years, maybe till they're 3 or 4 years old. But pretty uncomfortable ride back here. Not to mention, there are no USB charging ports back here, but there are cup holders. So maybe if you can squeeze a couple of friends, convince them to get back there, at least they have a place to put their slushie. So I guess it's safe to say this back seat won't win any awards. However, the rest of this car just might. We're talking about a 2.5 liter turbo, puts out 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. This Mazda is no slouch as a daily driver. Also, maybe you're a recent college grad looking for something to get you started that'll carry you for a few years. You got things like lane keep assist, blind spot monitor, rear cross traffic alert, driver attention alert, high beam control, 24-hour roadside assistance. This Mazda is sure to carry you as far as you want to go. Is this 2022 Mazda 3 hot or not? 23 miles per gallon in the city, 31 on the highway. This sleek design, blacked out grille. We really like these blacked out alloy wheels. I'd have to say, this Mazda 3 makes our hot list. Got a hatchback in your future? This car should be on your list. Till next week, I'm Daryl Killian for the Auto Insider.